It's recap time. 3, 2. Hey, quick interruption, Future Chip here. If you're coming from the previous video and you already know the drill, you can skip directly to the recap. Otherwise, if this is your first time, I'll let you with the intro and enjoy the episode. 1. Hello everybody and welcome to the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host Chip and this is not my usual intro. This is a bit of a special episode. Unfortunately, I will be away for a few days and I found out this interesting way of filling the gaps with recaps from previous episodes. If this is your first time here, use it as an opportunity to find topics that you might be interested in and go back to listen to the original ones. If you are a usual listener of the Shower Podcast, well, again, this might be a rehearsal of topics that you might be interested in. Otherwise, I understand if you want to wait for me to be back. But in the meanwhile, the podcast needs to continue and we need to reach day 365. Having said that, I will not keep you longer. Thank you very much for listening. As always, a like and a subscribe. They are always welcome. And now, recap time.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on something uniquely insightful. You, our listener, asked us to take a deep dive into 5 recent episodes from the Shower Podcast, hosted by none other than Chip.
That's right.
Our mission is to unpack the core insights, the surprising nuggets, and even some of the humorous moments from his work, distilling them into something you can immediately grasp.
And what's really compelling here, I think, is we're not just summarizing. We're actually exploring a creator's evolving thought process across multiple reflections, multiple sort of shower thoughts, if you will.
Well, exactly.
And hey, if any of these ideas particularly resonate or spark a deeper curiosity in you, we absolutely encourage you to go back and check out Chip's original Shower Podcast episodes, get the full context, his full delivery.
Definitely worth it. Okay, let's jump right into Chip's world then, starting with episode 172, Just Say Yes. Chip takes this classic, often negative idea, of a yes man, and completely flips it. He's talking about saying yes to your highest self, to productive habits.
And the beauty of this concept, as Chip illustrates it, is how it simplifies decision-making. It really does. By systematically saying yes to actions that are already aligned with what you've decided is your right path, those things you know you should do.
Right.
You significantly reduce the mental effort involved. It's about consciously removing the need for, let's say, free will in those moments where it might actually be a hindrance.
Yeah.
It leads to efficiency.
He gives this fantastic, totally relatable example. The single dirty dish after a meal. You know the one. Everything else is put away, but there's just one dish sitting there.
Oh, I know it well.
Your inner voice tells you, look, it'll take 30 seconds to clean, but how often do we just walk away? Say no, basically. Chip suggests that consistently saying yes in these tiny moments makes it a pattern. It frees up your cognitive bandwidth for, bigger, more complex problems.
Yeah.
He even mentioned using this himself to manage a huge number of tasks before a company event.
Yeah, it's like building a muscle.
But I wonder, does he explore the line between that kind of efficiency and maybe like potential rigidity, or when free will is genuinely useful?
That's a really good question. Well, Chip mainly focuses on the upside, the positive side of removing choice where it's counterproductive.
Yeah.
His take on free will being potentially dangerous if unchecked is quite provocative, isn't it?
It is.
It sort of echoes, ancient Stoic ideas about controlling what's within your power and letting go of the rest.
Yeah.
Or even modern behavioral economics, which shows how too much choice can actually lead to decision paralysis.
Okay, yeah.
So by eliminating these small, repetitive choices, you're not just saving 30 seconds on a dish, you're cultivating an identity. You're becoming the person who acts on alignment, not just impulse. That small yes is like a building block for consistent self-trust.
That makes so much sense. Okay, so building on that idea of intentional action, Chip then asks an even bigger question in the next episode, 173, Make It Count. How do we ensure our lives truly, add up? And he found inspiration in a pretty surprising place, the TV show Dr. House.
Yes, that quote. The only way you can live is with dignity. You don't have a choice to die with dignity. And what's compelling here is the distinction Chip draws from that. Happiness, he argues, is subjective, it's fleeting.
Right.
But dignity, which he defines as self-respect and aligning your actions with your personal beliefs, that's far more concrete. It's not about how you die, like in the show's context, but really profoundly about how you live.
He challenges us, the listeners, to consider if we're truly living life properly, if we're not okay with ourselves deep down, even if we're kind to others, It's an interesting pivot from being a yes man to yourself to asking if your very existence lines up with your internal compass.
Absolutely. And he acknowledges, look, achieving full dignity might take a lifetime. That's okay.
Yeah.
But the real work and the real value is in doing it bit by bit every day. It's about that continuous internal check. Are my actions not just externally okay, but do they feel true to me?
Right, that internal validation. Okay, so it's one thing to commit to yourself in dignity, but what happens when that commitment gets really tested? When your brain just screams, stop? Chip explores this really well with his grocery theory in episode 174.
Ah, yes, the grocery theory.
This concept is all about the power of having a clear end goal to push through discomfort. He likens life's challenges to that incredibly relatable scenario of trying to carry all your groceries from the car into the house in one single trip.
We've all been there. Your arms are burning.
Exactly. Your brain, he explains, will definitely tell you to stop when it starts to hurt. Put a bag down.
And this is precisely where having that crystal clear objective becomes crucial. Chip's insight is that if you know exactly what you want, like I am not stopping until every single bag is inside, you're far more likely to push through and succeed. Without that defined endpoint, well, as he puts it, those groceries will fall. She shared a personal story, didn't he, about buying 2 packs of Coke Zero on discount and deciding to carry them all the way home from the supermarket, fighting that urge to stop, even though it was physically uncomfortable. It's such a vivid analogy for bigger life goals, right? Studying for a tough exam, building a social life, navigating a demanding career.
Totally.
If you know exactly what you're pushing for, you can endure the pressure.
The Coke Zero story really hits home for that push-through mentality. Makes you think how often we give up just short of the finish line, you know?
Yeah.
But okay, even with clear goals and that determination, sometimes things still don't work out. Not on the first try, anyway. How do you handle that? Chip offers a really fresh perspective in episode 175, Becoming Ripe. It's about embracing trial and error.
Framing failure differently.
Exactly. Learning from failures is just an essential part of growth and achieving mastery.
And he uses such a perfect and slightly humorous analogy for it, picking ripe avocados.
Oh, yes. He admits his success rate is definitely below 50%, though he did say it's improving with his girlfriend's help.
Which is relatable in itself. But it's a great way to illustrate a profound point. Chip compares an idea or a venture that isn't quite ready yet to an avocado that looks perfect on the outside.
Yep.
But when you cut it open, it's just hard and unripe. The real mistake, he argues, isn't the initial failure picking the wrong avocado. It's ignoring what went wrong and just expecting immediate success next time.
Right, just grabbing another one, hoping for the best. So true growth, or becoming ripe in life, comes from understanding why you failed and then adjusting your approach for the next avocado, so to speak. Sounds like he's really emphasizing that success isn't just about trying, it's about that iterative learning process.
Exactly that. He notes that people who think success is super easy probably haven't truly exposed themselves to real-world challenges where things don't always go to plan.
Good point.
It really underscores the importance of experience, of perseverance through those inevitable setbacks, and viewing each unripe avocado not as a total loss, but as valuable data for the next attempt.
Learning from the unripe ones. Okay, so you're learning from mistakes, pushing towards goals, saying yes to yourself, trying to live with dignity. How do you kind of consolidate all these experiences, these insights, into a clear understanding of who you are and where you're going? Chip proposes a truly creative idea in episode 176, My Private Collection.
This one's fascinating.
It really is. Creating your very own art exhibition of life's meaningful moments. He points out how unreliable our memory can be, right? We often remember bad things vividly, but the details of the good things, they tend to get fuzzy or lost altogether.
Memory bias is real. And this concept is such an insightful way to actively combat that. Chip suggests treating every significant life event, and this is key, whether it's a success or a failure, as a painting in your personal exhibition. And what's crucial is the detail he adds you should capture for each painting. A title, sure, a date, okay, but most importantly, the why behind it.
Yeah.
Why did it succeed? Why did it fail?
Ah, the why.
Exactly. This practice helps you actively question your own memory, identify common patterns. Maybe you succeed under certain conditions or fail for recurring reasons, and ultimately build a much more crystal clear self-narrative.
It's like building your own personal history, or mythology maybe, but grounded in actual experience, analyzed experience. He even draws an interesting parallel to something really practical, like a CV, a resume.
He does, which is such a sharp observation. He suggests a CV is essentially a private collection made public, but it's curated. right? It only highlights the best bits, the successes.
True.
This personal practice, he argues, helps you do something similar for your internal understanding. It helps you pick and choose memories and experiences to describe yourself powerfully when you need to, maybe in a moment of doubt, or when explaining yourself because you've already done the work of analyzing and understanding them deeply. It's about proactive self-authorship rather than just passively reacting to how life unfolds.
Wow. What an incredible journey through Chip's insights just in these 5 episodes. From that tiny micro habit of cleaning one dish, all the way up to the macro philosophy of self-dignity, pushing through adversity with the grocery theory, learning from every stumble with the avocados, and finally curating your own life story in that private collection. It really seems like Chip's episodes provide these actionable strategies for living more intentionally.
It really highlights how seemingly small, everyday reflections can build into a genuinely powerful framework for self-improvement.
Yeah.
But what's truly fascinating, I think, across all these episodes from Just Say Yes all the way to My Private Collection, is how Chip's seemingly disparate ideas all seem to converge on one powerful premise.
Okay.
The conscious cultivation of internal agency. It's about deliberately building a robust mental operating system, one that anticipates challenges, reframes setbacks, and systematically frees up your cognitive load.
Right, like with the yes.
Exactly. Frees it up to prioritize what truly aligns with your highest self, your sense of dignity, even when society or maybe your own tired brain tries to tell you otherwise. It's building that inner resilience.
That's a really powerful unifying thought. Building an internal framework for a life lived truly on your own terms. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into Chip's thoughtful reflections for today. We really hope you found as much value in these nuggets of knowledge as we did processing them.
Thank you so much for joining us on this exploration. We appreciate you being with us.
And remember, stay curious, keep learning, and we'll see you tomorrow.